With that said, we have right now the one and only Wolf Bloxer 06 bringing us a PlayStation Portable game in Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories any percent. And with that, take it away.
Yep, that is me.
It's just that black screen, it'll start. So it's like half a second runner audio, like game audio. Oh. Okay. Alright. Good. So, did you get none of that, or should I speak again? Alright. Alright, okay. If no one heard that, hi, I'm Wolf Bloxer. Joining me on commentaries, Myrph. I'm here to run.
Hello.
I'm here to run Liberty City Stories. I run a lot of different GTA games, mainly Liberty City Stories and its counterpart Vice City Stories. I'm gonna go ahead and restart the game here one more time, just so I have a second. This game is a console only, though there is a mobile port that doesn't work properly anymore. Time starts about half second after I press yes once it switches to a black screen. So I'll try and count you in, but it's about a half second-ish after I press yes. So, for ready on time. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, a little off. But there's about 20 seconds of skipping cutscenes here. And loading. If you're wondering what that...
Go ahead.
If you're wondering what those numbers on the top right are, that's the FPS counter required for this game, if you play it on emulator, which I'm doing because it's the easiest way to play this game. Because the PS TV, which is what most people use to run this game, doesn't like to be captured with my capture card. We're going to bail out into this marker here. It skips a fade right here. Say hello to Tony Cipriani, who's our character. He is a mobster in the Leone family. And we were away because I don't remember. There was some reason we left the family for a couple years, but now we're back and we're working for this guy, Vinny, who's very rude and not super kind. We're driving this little car.
This game is set 3 years before the events of GTA 3, basically setting up the story of GTA 3. And yeah, bad people doing bad things.
Yep. So we're gonna bail out in the second marker here to basically just be on foot after the mission passes, so we can start the next one a little quicker. I'm not getting great traffic here, but I'm going to bail out. Those are very tight bailouts. Sometimes they just don't get it. That first mission was called Home Sweet Home. The second one's called Slacker. Ooh, pink bike. So this is the Sanchez. We're driving this for about half the run. We're gonna hit a pole. The Sanchez is essentially like a dirt bike. There's another bike we'll drive later on as well. It's pretty much all bikes that we drive this one. Except for like 2 missions, and then later on. But, although, nerves are getting to me. So we're gonna go ahead and change our clothes. There's some missions later on for a guy named JD. He's basically kind of betraying his little mafia family. We're gonna park in this marker because otherwise the bike will despawn for some reason. We're gonna change our clothes back to what we had before. So JD doesn't want to be seen talking to a guy with another family. So we have to change our clothes, and that was the best time. So we're gonna go pick up this guy who Vinny says he's lacking on his work, so he wants to get him back to work, or else he'll be fired.
Oh man, I don't feel too good. I think I might have a fever or something.
Murph, if you want to explain some of the lore, if you're aware of any of that.
Yeah, so
Listen, man,
there's a bunch of crime families operating out of Liberty City, and the Sindacos are causing problems in Chinatown, and yeah, our dealer friend here isn't gonna survive too much longer. He's gonna get wiped out by the Sindacos, and essentially the Sindacos are pitting the smaller mafia families against the Leones in an attempt to try and take over as much turf in Liberty City, and we don't want that to happen, understandably.
So here's the mission, Dealing Revenge. Basically, our friend from before is missing, and we need to go deal with the guys who we think made him go missing. And this is normally like the melee combat tutorial, but the classic GTA games, this is supposed to teach you fighting. We're going to use a gun. Doesn't apply here. We're going to use a bike. So essentially there's 3 guys we need to lay waste to. This one, and then there's one that you just saw pop in there. These are members of the Sadako family, one of the 2 rival families for now. There's a 3rd rival that comes in way later, which we will not see, unfortunately. It's also raining now, so if you know anything about rain mechanics in pretty much any game, it makes driving like 20 times harder. You also might see me on bikes leaning forward, kind of either like tapping it or just full on leaning forward. That increases the speed because physics. It's throughout pretty much all the 3D games, which is pretty much every GTA game released from 2001 to 2006, minus GTA Advance. Welcome to the mission snuff. This is the last Vincenzo mission we'll technically be doing. If I can find a PCJ here, I want to showcase a slightly risky strat, but I'm not sure if I'm going to find one. PCJ is essentially the fastest bike in the game. We'll use it later. There's a strat you can do here, which is essentially just using PCJ instead of this. However, the PCJ Hello. Too busy looking for a PCJ. PCJs don't do well off-road. So it's a little risky, but anyway. So we're going to be moving on to JD missions after this, which I briefly discussed. We're going to try and park our bike very specifically in this marker so it doesn't fall over. It fell over. So now there's one guy at the very back here who has a little bit of extra health. We're going to take his cell phone as we get off the bike. And he's got a bit of a concussion now. That was JD on the phone, if you know anything about JD. He is quite the guy. Here's the pay and spray. This is how we get rid of wanted levels and repair our vehicle. We're going to use it like one more time. This is the Hellenbach. which is a very, very rare vehicle. You can only find it, I think, in one other place outside the mission. We're gonna warp out of our car here and start the mission Bon Voyeur. This is quite the mission. You have to go around to all of JD's friends who owe him money. And here's the first one. There's a specific one that the longer we wait, the more money she gives us. But if we wait too long, she despawns. I'm pausing here because that very briefly sets our vehicle speed to 0 so that the friends run towards us. This guy is trying to steal the money that's owed to us. So we're kind of just going around the red light district. This is kind of an intro to the area because we've been more down in the south. Another friend of JD's. We're gonna turn around. This is the girl I was talking about. I'm gonna actually slow down here a little bit just to get a few extra dollars.
Talk about big brother. Here's your stinking money.
Oh, I got stuck in our car. And here's another one. This should be the last one. Good. Now we're gonna go ahead and finish the mission.
Nice work, Tony.
And then here's the second mission of JD's and the last one we'll be doing, called Dawn in 60 Seconds. We're gonna meet Salvatore Leone, the head of the family. He's like basically our second father. We met him in the intro cutscene. I just need to focus here because if I'm not careful, I'll get busted. I have to run over all these cops and then get to the paint spray. Alright, we're good. So the funny thing is, this mission is called Dawn in 60 Seconds, kind of like Gone in 60 Seconds. This mission is actually about 60 seconds long, which is the funniest part. There's a pedestrian here. Oh!
Yeah, you need to be extra careful here because usually the paint spray will remove all of your wanted stars, but you'll see there's flashing blue, which means that if we commit any crimes, such as running over a pedestrian, our wanted level will go straight back up to 2 stars, and we really don't want that to happen.
Yeah, because we'll have to go back and paint spray, and we could get busted. So now we're going to do a Salvatore mission. This is the only Salvatore mission we're going to do normally before we go into the very complex part of the run. If you want to start explaining Instapasses, feel free.
Yeah, so the way this game is programmed, there's a certain block of memory that is used to store information about the missions. And because regardless of what mission you're on, it always writes commands to that block of memory. If you start another mission in the middle of doing a different mission, you can overwrite certain commands in the memory, and what that means is with the right combination of missions, you can start one mission, progress a certain way through it to set a jump, then start a second mission that puts the mission complete command at the point that that jump happens to, or jump points to, and that essentially allows you to instantly complete a mission without having to do the mission. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but basically, TLDR, the game's coded weird, and we can exploit that to make things go fast.
Exactly. It's a slightly different with the one Instapass I'm going to do, because LCS is ever slightly different. There are some Instapasses where you can start Mission A, and then start Mission B, and then Mission A will actually pass to Mission B passing in like every other GTA game that has Instapasses, which would be 3 Vice City, San Andreas, and City Stories. The new GTA games don't have Instapasses. They are different. I'm gonna go ahead and make a save here, because this next trick is, let's see. I believe it is frame perfect, but it's a random frame. I ran into the wrong marker. and then it's a 1 in 6 chance to work. Which is awful, so I'm gonna save it for it. It may not be that extreme. I'm not fully sure. The 1 in 6 chance doesn't sound right to me. But essentially, what we're gonna do is there's a side mission called Rampages. They're basically little 2-minute timers that give you a weapon of some sort, and you can go crazy. There's usually some goal, whether it's destroying vehicles or whatnot. We're going to take this fire truck. What we're going to do is we're going to try and start Firefighter and that Rampage at the same exact time, which obviously normally wouldn't happen. So, I'm going to line myself up here. What I want to do is I want to get out of the fire truck, start spamming the Firefighter button, and try and start both at the same time. That didn't work. Okay, Firefighter started first, so I'm just going to run around the side so I don't pick up the Rampage and get back in. There we go, it worked. I got the little bloop sound and the Firefighter message. So, now what I'm going to do is this is a destroy vehicles rampage, so every vehicle, it gives us a Molotov cocktail. But that means, like, starting and canceling Firefighter destroys a vehicle and it counts for us. So we're going to destroy this 6 times. The 6th time I'm going to exit the vehicle instead of just pressing up twice to cancel it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start the mission Hall Selecta, which is another Salvatore mission. That's the mission we want to skip. And I'm going to destroy the fire truck. And what that's going to do, that's going to complete the rampage. So it switches the on mission variable, which determines whether we're on a mission or not, to 0 because, oh, we completed a mission. We can't be on a mission anymore. So we'll be able to start other missions while on Hall Selecta, which is never ever supposed to happen, but we do what we want. So I'm going to throw a few Molotovs at the fire truck to damage it. Wait just a couple seconds, then run into the marker. Then I'm going to throw a few more at it, and then I'm going to go run around to the fence, jump over it, and get the PCJ again, which you saw me driving in the previous mission while Myrph was explaining its passes. This should throw a few more at it, maybe. And that should explode. Hopefully. There it is. Rampage pass. There's a fire truck there too. So you'll see on the right side of the screen it says rules. Basically what this mission is supposed to be is we're supposed to go around picking up some of Salvatore's friends and taking them to the docks. But instead we're gonna go start another Vincenzo mission called Smash and Grab. We're not going to actually do the mission, but starting that mission will actually instantly pass Hall Selecta, completely skipping it. So I'm going to park my bike here in case I get stuck in the interior, which happens rarely. I'm going to spam as hard as I can to skip the cutscene as soon as I can. Good. So now it says mission passed. That was not Smash and Grab that passed, that was Hall Selecta. We're still on a very, very glitched version of Smash and Grab. What we're going to do now, the thing with this instance, the moment I enter a 4-seater vehicle, the mission will fail. What I'm going to go do is I'm going to go pick up another Rampage, and then go get into a police car, which is a 4-seater vehicle. And that will make the mission fail, but the Rampage is still running on mission 0. So now I need to hope that the police car isn't locked, because that happens rarely. There are 2, so having them both locked would be very unfortunate. Let's see. Nope, we are good. So here comes the most random part of the run. I'm going to start Vigilante at about 1:32 remaining on the timer. This is a side mission that you can start in most police vehicles where you have to take down suspects. What we're going to do is we're going to start the 3rd Salvatore mission, Frighteners, which is a random mission. We're going to start it while Vigilante has a time remaining to take down the suspect at a very, very specific point. if we do it right, that will trigger essentially a command that says to execute like the game's code to this certain byte in the entire code. What we want to get to is we want to execute the part where it starts the very final cutscene of the game, which will trigger the credits, or jump directly to the credits. Both are fine. If we do it right, the credits will play, or the cutscene will play, we can skip it, then the credits will play. However, that doesn't always work. So, if I don't get this first try, I'm going to go do the Instapass again, and then what I'll do is I'll make a save state through the emulator about now, and do it again, because we do have a fairly generous estimate. What time are we at now?
Yeah, we're about 18 minutes, so we're making very good time.
Okay, so we'll have time to set it up again, then I can save state and keep trying again. So what I want to do is I want to start Frighteners right as the timer switches to 3:25, which is very tricky timing, but you can see it's at 29, 28. And game crashed. That is okay.
Yeah.
I was a little late.
One of the unfortunate side effects of making the game do things that the game doesn't want to do.
Exactly. So, now we're going to go ahead and set the Instapass thing up again, just in case you missed it, and then we'll make a save state before, since we got some extra time. Unfortunately, that's the way it is with these kind of crazy game-breaking glitches, is that they'll crash. And sometimes it's my own fault, like that one was pretty much my own fault. Ooh, that was first try. A little bit of camera clipping into the wall there. I was a little bit late. However, it's millisecond perfect. There's only a few millisecond base values that work. Because of that, you can't be perfect. This game runs at 30 frames per second, not 1,000. Technically, it would be easier, though, if it was at a lower frame, I think. But, either way, we can't be perfect every time. It's not humanly possible to get it every single time. It's random at some points. I'm going to start this one more time, get out. I didn't damage it, that's fine, though. There's Salvatore. I'm gonna just throw several of them over here. Another fire truck should come soon, because for some reason destroying a fire truck specifically here always spawns the fire truck. Wow, I almost glitched into that fence. There's actually a unique vehicle here, this black TCJ. You don't see it anywhere else pretty much. The other car there is also fairly fast, but not as fast as this. This is, I believe, the fastest land vehicle in the game because of the leaning forward trick. I believe it's the fastest land vehicle. There are technically no air vehicles that can be used, like helicopters or planes, but they are programmed, that at least a couple of helicopters are programmed into the game, and there are some glitches you can use to actually get them. Their controls are a little wonky, but in 100%, which is the hardest speedrun in the entire series, Liberty City Stories 100%, then they do use a helicopter to get some, like, extra collectibles and stuff. And since it's so broken, you can actually use it to do stunt jumps, which is pretty funny looking. Anyways, we just Instapass Selecta again. I'm gonna go set up for AGS again. Not super long setup. The longest thing is if you continuously fail on mission 0, which, again, it's frame perfect. You're not just gonna get it. That setup that I was doing, though, the getting out of the vehicle and kind of slightly spamming the start mission button, was found by another runner named Auntie. What we had to do before is we'd have to park the fire truck nearby, get out and kind of run it, and then hold firefighter, like, release it as we ran into the rampage, which was a heading of timing. That one is more consistent. Still not perfect, though. Ooh. Alright, is it gonna be locked? Ooh. Gonna be locked now? Nope. Alright. So, I'll go ahead and make a save state here soon.
So if people want to see more GTA speedruns or want to potentially learn this run, where can they go and find out more?
So there is a guide on the speedruns page, pretty much for every category, any percent no AJS, which is basically just doing the game normally without this nonsense. You can also join the speedrunning Discord, which is linked on pretty much every GTA speedrun.com page. There are help channels and discussion channels for pretty much every game. There's a couple that are combined, like all the 2D games are combined because no one runs them. But LCS has its own channel, same with pretty much most of the GTA games. You can find anything for GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories 4, and its little DLCs. GTA 5 has its own Discord, however, that you can find linked on its own page. I wouldn't recommend joining the general Discord for that, since most of the runners are on the other one. But for this game specifically, just join the general GTA Speedrunning Discord. And there you can ask all the help. Momo Wally has some guides on speedrun.com for this category, though I would recommend just watching some runs. I'm going to go ahead and get out, and I'm going to make a save state just here. When it counts down, I'm going to make one right there. That looks good. Get ready on time. Get ready on time, get ready on time, get ready on time. It's happening, and time. Credits were there, and I skipped them immediately.
Congratulations.
Second try. That's pretty good for AJS. Oh, and by the rules, you have to show your stats. Not that this is a valid run, but you would normally have to show stats, show game settings. All the game settings that you need. But that's, ooh, who's calling me?
Hello, Fido. It's Myrph.
We never met her. So yeah, that was Liberty City Stories any percent, one of the categories of all time. Hope you guys, enjoy that run. That was certainly a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me, Myrph.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck to the next runner, which I believe is, what is it, Xenoblade Chronicles?
Yep.
Yeah, good luck to, I'm not fully sure who's running that.
That one is Genesis, I think.
Good luck to Genesis. This was certainly fun, and again, if you want to learn more about this run and game in general, look at the speedrun.com guides and resources, and join the Discord.